I love Audible. I'm a huge reader, but I always want to read while I'm doing things you're not supposed to be reading while you're doing them, like driving, like walking. It can be dangerous, you know? So
Yeah.
I really love to use Audible.
Yeah, Audible is great. I have been really interested in this book Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. That's probably going to be my next Audible experience.
Audible lets you enjoy all your audio entertainment in one app. You'll always find the best of what you love and something new to discover.
Try Audible free for 30 days. Visit audible.com/crappins or text crappins to 500-500. That's audible.com/crappins or text crappins to 500-500.
Hello, everybody. This is part 2 of a 2-part Real Housewives of New York recap already in progress. If you missed the first part, go back and catch it. Okay? It's there. We love you guys. Thanks for being here.
Uba, now everyone's packing. Uba's packing, and Jessel's packing, and Pavet's watching her, and he's like, wow, this is like a whole watermelon thing you've got going on. She goes, well, yes, I'm going to Anguilla. You know what Anguilla is? It's a place where they serve fried chicken, so I thought you might know about it. Stupid Fried Chicken Society of America. Anyway, it's in the Caribbean.
And she's like, should I take the lingerie that Jenna gave to me? I'm going to take it. I've lost some weight. Actually, I might not look like a Christmas tree in it anymore. I don't know why I was mad about this. It's actually kind of cute. Pavet, why are you eating the lingerie, Pavet? He's like, it's in a banh mi bun. I'm just trying it.
Get that out of your mouth. So, Jenna is now, meanwhile, Jenna's checking into like the Sky Club at JFK, like the business class, club. And she's like, I just want to be able to put on a sundress. I just want to have a little glow. I don't want to be the one that's wearing a burqa at the beach. Why am I even explaining myself? It's fine. Who cares? I'm old and 6 feet tall. Whatever.
I love that I'm old and 6 feet tall. Whatever.
She's like, I've earned this.
So Erin is like, Abe, should I bring this? Abe, like, does this sound fun? Like, I'm going to Anguilla. Should I bring this thing I got in Italy, Abe? And their kid's like, Dad, Dad, Dad. He's playing with the kids. And the biggest shock in this scene, I don't know if they just brought these kids out of some holding chamber, but they're not in parkas. So I don't know what's going on. I've never seen anybody be this warm in Erin's freezing home.
I know. So then the kid pees on the floor, and Erin's like, wow, he's like a dog. And Abe's like, yeah, let's put him in a crate. She goes, you want to go in a crate? You want to go in a crate, child? Okay, get the pants from him and put him in the crate. I'm going down to Anguilla.
This is so funny to me because everybody was worried that since the old New York is over, that we have to stop watching people go to the bathroom on the ground. Don't worry, guys. It's continuing on with this show. Okay. it's not Ramona Singer, but hey, baby steps.
The child. Yeah, literal baby steps. So Jessel is now trying on something. She goes, this is cute, right? You like this? I don't even know why I'm asking you, Pavet. You think a piece of pork rind is cute? And Pavet's like, well, I don't even know what that even is. What are you wearing? It's a top, Pavet. It's a top.
It looks like a funnel cake, which I'm lobbying to get a license for near Madison Square Garden. So get your mind off of street food for 1 second, you moron. I'm packing, all right? So what is this, by the way, about you going to Vietnam? Vietnam? Are you serious? Why would you tell my parents that? And he's like, it shows a clip of him telling the mom, I'm going to Vietnam. And then it cuts back. It's like, wow, glad they got that clip in there.
Yeah. She's like, excuse me, you're going to Vietnam. He goes, I got to go to Vietnam. So he's going to be going in about like a month and a half. He goes, I have this ticket I need to use, so I'm going to go to Vietnam. Says, but why? Why on earth? Are you going to Vietnam because there's some banh mi sandwich that you must eat for your chicken society of New York City? He's like, I'm going because there's a banh mi sandwich that I must eat, and I promise my friends in the Street Food Society that I have to eat it.
She goes, there's literally banh mi everywhere here, Pavitt. I can get you a hotel room here if you need some me time. You can get a banh mi. There's actually me in the banh mi. It's like double me time, Pavitt. Like, how many me's do you need in your sandwich, Pavitt? So later, I think he's accused of sex tourism. I think that's what's coming down the
Oh,
pike
really?
here. Yeah, I think the other ladies. I read somewhere that like an upcoming storyline is that he's being accused of sex tourism. Now, first of all, I think that's racist, right? I don't think you should say that. Second of all, is that a sex destination, Vietnam, like a sex tourism destination?
I think any place could be a sex destination, to be honest.
Well,
I had a friend who's like, I'm going to Australia. I want to do some sex tourism. I was
I
like,
mean,
okay,
listen,
we'll
I've had
have fun.
sex in a Dillard's dressing room, so I guess going to Dillard's is sex tourism.
I mean, Scottsdale, Arizona, that could be sex tourism.
It could. I was like, ooh, when I heard that, I was like, ooh, it made me watch the scene very differently. You know, I was like, oh,
Now,
I don't know how I feel.
but
I'm sorry, I just made it gross for everybody else.
well, by the
but-
way, sex tourism, I could be very wrong on this. My impression is that sex tourism is just like you're going someplace to have sex with people. I don't know if it necessarily means you are like hiring prostitutes and escorts, but I think it's assumed. But I don't
like
know if
lower age.
because like my friend was not doing that. My friend just wanted to go to Australia and have sex with hot Australian men. That was his plan.
Right, but I think there are certain places where like it's like considered a sex tourism place where it's like underage stuff, which is really like that's what puts the darkness on it. And so everybody, just wanted you to know, I read about it. I'm not really sure how to tackle it on this podcast, which is a comedy podcast, but just I did hear that was coming up, and it just is making me cringe at this whole scene. So I'm gonna go ahead and erase that from my brain and pretend that the man just really wants a banh mi sandwich so badly that he's gonna fly 18 hours to get one and then fly right back, because that is fucking weird too. I don't.
But
care.
people do that. People do that shit. Because I mean, why do you think people went into Ocean Gate to look at the Titanic to say, yeah, I spent all this money and I went down underwater to look at the Titanic for 5 minutes, just that way you can go to a cocktail party and say, I did it. So people will 100% say, yeah, one time I flew all the way to Vietnam to try this banh mi and I flew back. They do it for the cocktail party story. So I don't think it's that crazy. I don't think it's smart or wise. And by the way, I actually do believe that.
Obviously, I mean, hindsight's 2020. Jeez, Ben. God. Look at Ben stupid shaming the people who died in the Titanic.
I was talking more about flying to banh mi, but you know what though? Like, if we hear stories that banh mi imploded on itself, then I'll be like, well, Pavitt, you should have known better. Could have just got one in New York City. He's like, I hurt my finger.
I ate the banh mi and it imploded in my stomach. Well, that's what you get. I hope you enjoyed your 18-hour flight back in the bathroom.
Yeah, that's what you get by eating a square banh mi. Why are you trying to change the shape of what already works?
So I just wrote, get some cameras on his ass immediately, girl. Okay? Just
Well, I
put
did not
some
hear this rumor.
Yeah, I heard that. I was grossed out. I wanted to talk to you because I figured you could educate me. Turns out we're both uneducated. So there's where you go.
We'll wait and see if that storyline actually emerges, I guess.
Yeah. So Jessel's like, are you fucking with me? You're smiling, kind of. You're slack-jawed and staring at a wall, and I can't really tell what that means. He's like, what do you mean? He's like so slack-jawed staring at a wall. I think that's Pavitt's coping mechanism in this marriage. Whenever they cut to Pavitt, he's literally slack-jawed and staring at a wall. So he's like, well, you're going to Anguilla for 5 days, and I'm going to Vietnam for 3 days. What's the difference? I mean, fudge college, honestly. And she's like, 3 days? You're going for absolutely no reason, Pavitt.
I'll tell you what the difference is. I'm going to Anguilla with people who are more famous than me, who could maybe help me rub shoulders with Tom Cruise, and you're going for a sandwich across the world. Stupid. Here's some home-fried whole wheat bread and some peanut butter and jelly. Go fuck yourself.
He's like, what are you going for? It's just to spend time with famous people. You're going to spend time with a sandwich that's not really even that famous.
What clothing lines has your sandwich pioneered? I'd like to. What first ladies has your sandwich dressed? I'd like to know that.
Has Michelle Obama ever rubbed shoulders with a banh mi? Has she?
Last time I checked, Rockefeller Center was not being revamped by something from Quiznos.
Beyonce has never written a song about a banh mi. All right, can we put more us in the banh mi puppet?
To the left. All the banh mi's in a box to the left. It's not a lyric, Pavitt.
Oh, so Jessel's like, so how long does it take to go to Vietnam anyway? 20 hours? I mean, that dodo bird is going to spend more time flying to the country than he's spending in the country. And he's like, some people hate flying. I love flying. To me, flying is a vacation in itself.
Really, being on any mode of transportation without you being in it is a vacation to me. So I'm happy. So she's, well, I think that this is his escape from me nagging in his ear and our crazy twins and me trying to get a socially inept child into a Montessori school.
I know that is like me trying to put logic on things that I just don't understand, you know? Like, why would someone fly to Vietnam? Because I'm with her. I'm like, why the fuck would you do that? None of this makes sense. But then I remember those twins running around, all the oatmeal-colored furniture. And I'm like, you know what? I'll fucking sign up to be a steward. That's how much I want to fly now. I want to always be on a plane now.
He could either be at home refilling the Oreo jar, chasing after wild banshees, and filling out applications for Montessori schools, or he could just be on a plane watching a movie about a dog dying and flying it, just literally being anywhere.
Not everyone's watching your movies, okay? Stop trying to make Coco happen on flights.
What is the name of that? What was that? Oh, the art of speeding, the art of driving.
You
cars.
only watch things that make you cry on planes.
I don't. No. I don't watch any of these fucking movies.
You watch.
But everyone
Coco.
turns on the fucking The Art of Driving in the Rain or whatever that movie was with the dog, the race car driver with the dog, and Amanda Seyfried, and they all watch it. I don't know what they're expecting because they're all crying by the end of it. I was like, it's a dog movie. They don't make dog movies where the dogs don't die. I hate to tell you this. I've never even seen Marley and Me, but I can tell you they might as well call it Dead Marley and Me because I know that dog's going to die by the end of that movie. Am I right?
What, you're
Am I
gonna
right?
fly 18 hours? Do they even have an 18-hour movie called Marley and Bon Me? Do they? Watch. You're ridiculous and you're absurd. So then we go to the airport camera. Sai gets there first, and Uba's like stretching outside wackily and crazily. And Bryn's like, I've been looking forward to this trip for so long. I can't wait to try and get on Bryn's good side.
And they're all, by the way, definitely not in like the Delta Airlines Fancy Sky Club. They're just like standing in front of the walking passageway.
They're
it's
outside
like children
the Nathan's hot dog.
There's like a bazaar where people are selling tchotchkes and stuff. There's like camels walking by, you know.
They're outside the Kristen Takeman pop of color vending machine, which I actually did.
There's like an Obama pan. Did you?
Yes.
Pop of color?
Yeah, a while ago. She had like a pop of color vending machine at the LaGuardia Airport. I mean, it was years ago
for her.
But yeah. Wow. So speaking of, now Josh, I would definitely not trust to go anywhere on a plane with that.
He was already found out Ashley Madison. So
yeah. He's got
Erin,
like sex. He doesn't even do sex tourism. He just does like visit local. You know, he's like sex.
Just sex staycation. Yeah.
Yeah, he does a sex staycation.
So now we go Anguilla. Jenna's by the beach. She's in her bathing suit. She's just enjoying life. She's in some very, well, I guess we find out she's at the Four Seasons, but she's living in the life of luxury. And then we go back to the other women, and Erin's like, I'm on vacation. I'm not going to harp on the small stuff, or rather, I'm not going to harp on the same small stuff. I'm going to harp on new small stuff. So let's resolve the old small stuff. So basically, she's like, I'm fine with Bryn again. She just decides she's okay with it.
Yeah, well, you're not going to win with Bryn, so you're just going to try and turn everybody against somebody else, you know, so because everybody hates you right now. So let's see how she does it. I have no idea how she's going to do it. So then they go to the flight, then they're driving from the airport. They're all new, so there's a lot of misplaced wooing about things. It's like
misplaced wooing.
Yeah, it's like we're getting from the freeway. We're taking an exit off the freeway. Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
So then they get to the villa, and Uba and Jessel are going to share a room. And Sai's telling us, there's no way I'm sharing a room, okay? I'm actually quite shocked that Uba agreed to share a room with Jessel, but you know what? I'll take it. I'm like, okay, well, thanks for that. Thanks producers for stopping the entire show to hear that Sai is okay with them sharing. I'm really glad for that interview segment right there.
This place is amazing. They get a big mansion on the beach, and Sai's feeling richy rich. And so Aaron's like, wow, really good job, Sai. This place is really great. I hope no one suggests that my husband sleep with them on this trip. And then we meet Patricia, concierge of Sea Villa. She's like, hi, welcome to Sea Villa, you bunch of tramps.
This poor concierge. She gets 3 words in before they all scramble for rooms. And Sai, of course, is like, we need to do so many photos ASAP. And this got me thinking. I had such a really good point about this last night. This was a Ben in bed moment where I was like, I'm going to bring this up on the podcast because this is a really good point that I'm going to make. And now I don't remember all the pieces of it, but I think you can help me get to my point because I think you'll understand what I'm getting towards. So Sai is complaining so much about how these gifts are not like from the heart and they're all these branded collaborations, yada, yada, yada. Nothing is since, you know what? Never mind. I can't get to my point. I thought I could get there.
I was excited to go down the trail. Look, I opened
the trail. Okay, the trail was something along the lines of like she's complaining about lack of sincerity when no, I can't get there. I can't figure it. There was something about the photos, doing photos on other people's trips that bothered me. Like,
well, it's just hilarious to me because she's constantly taking photos of herself and promoting everything. It's like, okay, that wasn't personal enough to you, the collab stuff, but posing next to a stairwell in a free place in Angola.
That's what it was.
It's like, that's fine,
That's what it was. She was so angry at the self-promotion when literally she packed 8 bags to go to Erin's house because she wanted to use that trip for self-promotion to do all these different looks and photos, and she stops on the street to take photos, which is her self-promotion. So it felt like a really strong point last night in bed, and like maybe not strong today, but it felt good to get it out anyway.
Well, complaining about self-promotion when you're Sai is like a baby calling a toddler poopy. Okay, it just doesn't make sense coming from you. So Jessica's like, this villa is stunning. It honestly looks like it belongs in Greece, which is what I would have starred, and I'd like to think, if I was from a different time period, because me and Olivia Newton-John would have been like this if our kids were in preschool together.
We would have rubbed shoulders together. It would have been wonderful.
So they're all looking for rooms.
I also, for the record, I also would have rubbed shoulders with Zeus and Hera if I was in original Greece.
So, not Medusa though. That hair is just incorrigible. So,
talk about a cackling hag.
They give Jenna the shittiest room, of course, and Bryn's like, I'm sorry, Jenna. You don't get rewarded for going early. You get the shitty room. I think she'll be fine. Her entire apartment is like her entire closet's bigger than your entire apartment. Like, I think she'll be okay. I love poor people thinking they're getting one over on somebody, having to stay in a shitty room. She's like, I'm spending time with all of you. No matter where I am, it's going to be the shitty room. It just came from the Four Seasons Anguilla, you idiots.
And it's like, by the way, also a perfectly fine room. So now the women are sitting by the pool, and Uba's like, I would come here with a donkey. And Bryn goes, I don't get it. Finally, someone says it. And then Erin goes, oh, by the way, because I don't think we even get clarification on what it means. But Erin goes, by the way.
I think she just meant like, wow, this place is so beautiful. I could be here with anybody. Like, I'd even bring a donkey here to hang out with. That's how I took it.
Hold on, guys. So, like, do we know when Jenna's getting here? Because I would like to know, because I don't want her to hear me saying anything. But I went to her house and she like had that dental surgery, because she's like a freak of nature. So I made her a soup. Yeah, because I'm like a good friend. Look, as evidenced by this entire monologue. So I came over with my good friend Soup and we started talking about the trip. And she told me she was flying down 2 days early to tan because of her genetic disorder. And she feels uncomfortable. Wait for it. And then she was like, the truth is, I'm not flying down with you guys because I don't fly coach. Yeah, she said that. Which, by the way, that's a lie. She didn't say I don't fly coach. She said I don't want to fly coach.
And Cy goes, ew. Oh, shut up, Cy. Shut up. You all said ew when you heard you had to fly coach there.
Yeah.
For a TV show. It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial. Support for today's episode comes from Honey Love. The reviews are in. Honey Love comes out on top for best wedding day shapewear.
With wedding season upon us, this is the ad you've been waiting for, okay? Whether you are a bride, a guest, or looking for an everyday fit, Honey Love is your go-to for all things shapewear.
Honey Love has revolutionized compression technology so you no longer have to feel like you're suffocating while wearing effective shapewear.
You'll immediately feel and see the difference.
We have an exclusive offer for our listeners. Get 20% off your entire order with our exclusive link, honeylove.com/crappins.
Support our show and check them out at honeylove.com/crappins.
My sister loves Honey Love. She has not stopped talking about it. She's like, I have never felt this comfortable in shapewear.
Treat yourself to the best shapewear on the market and save 20% off at honeylove.com/crappins. Use our exclusive link to get 20% off. honeylove.com/crappins.
Hey listeners, you need to know that Wondery's shocking true crime podcast Over My Dead Body is back for a 4th season, Gone Hunting. This newest season covers the story of Mike Williams. It was Mike's 6th wedding anniversary when he set off on a hunting trip into the gator-infested swamps of North Florida. He figured he'd be back in time to take his wife Denise out to celebrate, but he never came back. Friends and loved ones feared he met his fate through bad luck and a group of hungry alligators, leaving his young family behind. Except that's not what happened at all. And after 17 years, a kidnapping, and the uncovering of a secret love triangle, the truth would finally be revealed. Enjoy Over My Dead Body, Gone Hunting on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can binge all episodes of Over My Dead Body early and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Get started with your free trial at Wondery.com/plus.
Also, Erin is such an asshole. You know, I say this every 5 minutes, but Erin is such a fucking asshole on this show. Who does that? Who goes to somebody's sick bed? They've just had major surgery. They're probably on drugs. And then you take what they say and use it against them the first second you get. You're a horrible human being. You had one person being nice to you on this show, and you just shat all over their fucking chest.
Well, also, like, you frame the story with this whole thing of like, I went over to bring her soup because she just had surgery. So you're framing it like, look at what a good friend I am. Now look at what sort of friend I am, because I'm going to throw her under the bus big time over something stupid. So Erin's like,
also,
I don't
no one wants your fucking stupid pumpkin soup. Was it butternut?
It's butternut squash.
Okay, that's okay.
Slightly different.
I thought pumpkin. I was like, fucking your pumpkin fucking soup.
Butternut
Fuck
squash
you.
is good though.
Butternut, that's good.
It's good.
Yeah,
it's good.
I changed my mind. You're a good person for that.
So Erin's like, I don't feel bad for telling them. She didn't say don't tell anyone. She just doesn't know how to be in a group of girls. And to be open and honest, Kyle Richards, she would do so much better if she would just say, hey, I'm not flying coach with you bitches. I'm like, she doesn't know how to be in a group of girls, so you're going to show her why she might not want to be in a group of girls, maybe? I mean, how is this teaching her?
When she said open and honest, I was officially done. I've been done. But with Erin, I was like, that's it. You're using Kyle Richards. Where's your fucking hypocrite fedora? Where's your hypocrite fedora? That's what you should be wearing right now, okay?
But also, like, if you know she doesn't know how to be in a group of girls, and you're, pretending to be a good friend to her, why aren't you saying, hey, if I were you, I would text everyone and just say this to be open. Otherwise, people are going to feel some sort of way. But instead, she just lets her fall into her own trap. And in fact, she pushes her. She doesn't even fall in. She actually creates the trap and pushes her into it, instead of acting like, oh, well, she just doesn't know how to be with a group of girls.
But also, she was totally honest with you. She's been more open and honest than every single one of you. She had someone in there filming her gnarly ass. It looked like a horror movie, her dental surgery. I mean, it was rough what she went through on camera, okay? And then she talked about her disorder. And then she admitted that her genetic disorder. Then she talked about getting bullied. Then she talked about how she hates Coach. She told you all of this stuff and was perfectly honest with you about it. What are you talking about and saying she doesn't know? She has a problem with being honest. My God. And then using someone's sick bed information. Shame on you.
That information.
So Erin's like, she flew first. She's like, it's faster and it has no lines. Also, she didn't say that. And Sai goes, that's embarrassing. While she's like taking a picture of herself, she's like, this is the moment I found out that Jenna was full of shit in a Fendi scarf.
So Bryn says, it's a girls trip. Like part of traveling together and part of it is like traveling together and staying together. And I feel like sometimes Jenna just doesn't have the one-on-ones on the girlfriend handbook. I think this boils down to exactly what you said before, which is that they feel like Jenna gets to have different rules with filming and has nothing to do with girls trip or whatever. And again, like, don't say this whole thing of like she doesn't have the one-on-one of like being like the girlfriend handbook if you guys are unwilling to help her. She already did share that she doesn't really understand these things.
Also, girlfriend's handbook. Bryn, you were just like jokingly flirting at your friend's engagement party last week after walking in with your sunglasses, dissing how shitty the party was the entire time.
And I supported all of that, by the way.
I do too. But after when it started with the first episode with you saying you didn't go out and you went home, but instead you went to another place and put everything on social media to rub it in everyone's faces, and then everything anyone's ever told you this whole season, you go use it against them. You've turned against everyone. Nobody on this show needs to listen to Bryn about how to be a good girlfriend anyway.
Well, Bryn has had an issue with Jenna.
Even one single fucking time, okay? You're mad that somebody's richer than you, okay? And you've got some weird mommy issue that you're taking out on Jenna. Keep it in your purse, girl. Nobody needs it out on the vacation.
Bryn has been... she definitely has had a bone to pick with Jenna all season long. She definitely has an issue with, I think, the fact that she feels like Jenna gets special privileges. I think there's probably a jealousy issue there, yada, yada, yada. And you're right. You're right that like the fight that started off the season was about Bryn and Sai being dishonest about their plans and doing something behind everyone else's backs. And here they're mad when they did the same thing. So it's, they're mad at Jenna for what they believe is deception. But I guess maybe they're mad at the double standard that Jenna can do it, but they get burned at a cross.
They're just trying too hard. It's just another episode where they're going to try and make something huge out of something insignificant and little. It's been every episode. I think it's a Housewives hallmark in a way, and people are like, I live for this petty drama. Not when it's just made up bullshit thrown at a wall. This is like Jen Shaw style, where it's like, you don't have anything, so you're just going to try yelling about nothing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Also, I sense a little Erica versus Vanderpump stuff here, where Erica just obviously has mommy issues that she's going to take out on the older person in the group. I don't think their personalities are similar at all. I just see that same kind of thing happening here, where you're like, why is Erica so mad at Vanderpump? And then we find out that she never got along with her mom and she always had these issues and blah, blah, blah. So just planting that seed for maybe later. Maybe it'll be correct later and I can say, remember when I said it? Okay. So then Erin's like, I wonder if she really even wanted to tan. Oh, wow. So you're going to go even lower? What do you think? She's lying about her fucking genetic disorder now? Did she all just make that up for you during butternut squash soup day to really stick it to you guys?
Butternut squash soup day. So Sai's like, yeah, she told me she doesn't even tan. She's going to wear a burqa on the beach. And Sai tells us, I'm confused. I just need you to be open and honest. I was like, oh, here's another one. They're falling like I was going to say falling like flies. That's not a thing. So dropping like flies. That's what it is. So Jessel tells us, maybe the tanning is part of her plan, but I think the real reason is because she doesn't want to fly coach. I'm like, way to get with the program, Jessel. I think that was literally stated in like.
and we see the text. She goes, I mean, I was just like, beach? No, just no. I'll swim in a wetsuit, and the rest of the time I'll be on a lounge chair in a burqa. Obviously not a joke, guys. I'm glad we're all taking it very, very seriously, okay? Like, why does no one on this cast get a fucking joke? Like, bring Lisa Vanderpump on for 2 seconds to traumatize every single last one of you. And say, I want to hear one British humor to watch you fucking cry for 12 more episodes, you bunch of wimps. So Jessel says her thing, and Bryn's like, I don't know, but you know what? I'm over it. I know, isn't it hard sitting in your mansion on the beach in Anguilla in the beautiful weather at a catered event. I'm so sorry, guys. This is rough
Yeah.
for you.
So now it's time for food, and there's a big spread in the kitchen. So of course, Sai chimes in and is like, she's like, I would never let Erin plan this trip because we all know we'd be shipwrecked and starving. So they're eating, and so now Jenna's gonna come on over, and they're all sitting at a table, and Bryn is like, there's like part of me that's worried that I'm gonna be like, well, I do this like every time when I get like this. Like I see her and she does like the baby voice, and then I'm like, aw, she has that like effect. She does the baby voice. I'm like, you are literally the queen of baby voice on Bravo. Like that's how you came into the season, and that's what you do every single episode. Like, oh, I hope you're not so mad at me.
She really does. And then we see a clip of Jenna doing her little baby voice. And Bryn's like, I mean, I just can't pick on someone. Like, I fight in my own weight class. When someone acts like that, I just can't. I was like, also, you have no legit reason to be mad at her. So why are you acting like you need to keep up this front so you can stay mad at these people?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't understand why everyone's mad. So, so then Uba joins, sits down, and she's like, "Only at Sai's house do you get food? Ha! Where's Jenna?" And
This is my
Sai
favorite
goes,
thing. I'm so sorry. I keep taking it back. I'm not going to let you progress this.
"It's okay.
this
I've got
recap.
COVID. I'm happy to just like not talk that much.
I'm in a crazy mood.
It's fine."
Uba's walking over to them. Uba's got a plate that is literally piled with food, okay? And Bryn looks at it and she goes, "Did you make a plate?" Come on. Okay, continue.
So Uba's like, she's like, "Where's Jenna?" And Sai goes, "She had to wait for her first class taxi to come." I'm like, okay, this, first of all, it's really not a very good burn. Okay, and I say this as someone who I botch my burns all the time, but this is real. You're on TV. You can't be botching your burns like this. Second of all, are you now going to play like class warfare with Jenna Lyons when you're out here hawking designer like garments that most people can't afford, and you're going to be like, "Oh, she's waiting for her first class taxi to come." Oh, shush. So
I can't with her. And literally, your name is spelled wrong.
I know. So then Sai
S-I-G-H. It
So Sai
totally
goes,
works. Like, finally, I can see the numerology in your name. Did you change the fucking spelling? Because that's literally all I do when you come on. So someone asked her about her headache, and she's like, "Still hurts." And so Bryn's like, "You know what helps a headache? An orgasm." I'm shocked that that's Bryn's fucking answer to a headache. You know who else says that? Every fucking guy I've ever known. Jerk it off, all right? It's like, "Oh my God, that's hilarious. You can have sex and get rid of your headache." And so I was like, yeah, I make my husband have sex with me to get rid of my headache. You know why it does that? Because it releases endorphins, all right? Jessel's walking around with a head pounding all day for fucking 9 years, whatever.
"It's funny. Usually you use a headache to get out of sex, but Sai uses sex to get out of a headache. That's kind of genius. That's, you know what they call that? Montessori thinking."
I wonder if her husband has constant bon me breath. And Sai's like, "Yeah, I'm sure Jessel's been suffering from migraines for over a year." And I was like, oh, she did say it. I was just joking before, where of course she's going to make a joke about Jessel not getting laid. And here it was, 2 lines later.
So now it's the evening. It's 6:15, and they're all wondering where Jenna is. And Brent's like, "I don't care." And Uba goes, "Jenna can suck my dick." I'm like, why are you guys are so upset right now? And Brent goes, "I want to go rest for a minute. I'm not going to sit here and wait for her to come in on her, like, with guys with, like, love scene t-shirts, carrying her like Cleopatra. I'm sick of it. Everything is a branding opportunity. I can't stand it. Do you want to be friends with me, or do you want me to post shit on Instagram?" And this is where I think my point came in from before, which is them complaining that everything is a branding opportunity when Sai is literally using every trip to take lots of photos for her Instagram.
Yeah. And Sai's like, "Well, why don't you just stop doing the unboxings then?" And Brent's like, "I don't do that." And so then let me get this straight. So you guys are saying none of you are posting about it on Instagram, yet the gifts keep coming. Could it be that she doesn't care if you post about them on Instagram? Could it be that if you guys actually had actual jobs, you might be able to spread some goodie bags as well? You fucking losers, Bryn. I'm so sorry, Bryn. Did you not get any goodie bags to share with people when you were an advisory board member on Sacred All Caps Yoga? or an advisory board member on tongue try, all one word.
I just feel like this is disrespect to good swag. So,
I know no one's gonna give anything free to anybody else anymore. You guys are trying to ruin the reputation of free shit. Okay, you literally live in the Statue of Liberty with a lady holding her fucking arm in the air, like fucking advertising free deodorant to people who are on their boats on their way in here for the first time. Don't diss free shit.
So Bryn says, don't give me gifts and then go on social media and tell your hundreds of thousands of followers that you gave me a gift. So she feels like that Jenna went and like bragged that she gave all these gifts. Like she's sort of getting credit, like, you know. So then we see Jenna's story as Jenna saying this. She goes, so everyone, these are like all the things I'm giving this Christmas. It's not an unboxing, it's a boxing. It's here's a necklace from jewelry that comes from a collab I did, and here's something else I did, and I'm just gonna give these to my friends. That is not bragging. That's just saying like, hey, if people are interested in the sort of things that I think would be good gifts, here's what I'm giving. Maybe you'd be interested in these things too.
Yeah. So Erin's like, yeah, that feels weird. Like, I didn't see that, but also I didn't have the bag yet. So I didn't know whether I should be upset about it. But now that you guys have told me to be upset about it, thank you for adding that to my arsenal of things to be mad about. Hold on. I'm going to file this right next to cackling hags. So Bryn's like, yeah, it's like a very New York friendship. An older person with a lot of money, success, giving me a lot of gifts. I'm like, I love gifts, but you're not sharing. There's no connection. Okay, so now it's a problem that you can't feel anything from the old men that try to use you for your hotness while you use them for their money. Girl, you are projecting. I've already seen one picture of your giant rock next to somebody's Porsche symbol. Okay, go cry about your lonely ass life somewhere else.
Yeah.
You can't put all old people giving you gifts into the same box. And also, you're really making yourself sound like a pro over there.
Also, like, she's like, that's a very New York relationship. I don't think that's a New York relationship.
It's a transactional relationship.
That's something you find anywhere. Yeah, that's not a New York thing. And now she's going to complain too. She complains that like
it's like a girl at the checkout counter complaining that all of her friendships are transactional. You work at the checkout counter. Like, am I supposed to feel sorry for Bryn now? It was just a mistake that she happened to be with Gideon, a richer than God guy who hangs out in Rolls Royce's stores, sadly, hoping that someone will one day understand him. Please.
Yeah, I mean, she's essentially saying that it's like someone trying to substitute genuine connection with gifts, which I get, but like to be like, this is just what all relationships are like in New York. It's like, you may be overstating that a bit. That may just be the relationships you find yourself in because of the damage in your life, which, you know, that's what happens.
Right.
So Jenna,
I think she's dating like a lot of older rich men and then wondering why she's got no real feelings going on. Because you're dating a bunch of old rich men.
You're dating.
Okay, what do you think? Stop projecting that onto Jenna. The woman just gave you some fucking eyelashes, for Christ's sake.
I know.
Be grateful.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, where is this disdain for Gideon, who love bombed her with a slow 500 miles in front of the Waldorf Astoria and an engagement ring? Okay, so I'm so worked up over this stupid.
These people are making me crazy. They're just the most ungrateful fucking people I've ever seen. I can't just imagine. I mean, talk about looking a gift horse in the mouth, you know? And this gift horse literally just had mouth surgery. It makes it 10 times ruder than the saying.
Yeah. Isn't it punching a gift horse in the mouth, or is it looking? You said look. You look.
When someone gives you a horse as a gift, and then you immediately check the teeth, how good is this horse? You know, it's called looking them in the mouth.
God, wow. By the way, for the record, it would also be terrible to punch the horse.
You know why I know the meaning of it? Because I always thought it was licking the gift horse in the mouth.
Oh, that would be bad too.
Why are you going to lick a gift horse?
Okay,
like, I didn't bring you this horse to fuck.
Don't do things to the gift horse. Okay.
Leave the gift horse alone.
Leave it alone.
The horse tried to give you a free goddamn ride, and you're all complaining about it.
Yeah, if anything, you should be saying, I'm sorry to the gift horse, because you think that the gift horse wants to be with you. That horse is like, I want to be with my family. So Jenna's like, she's like, I've been in Anguilla for 2 days. I'm tanned. I'm relaxed. I've had a massage. I'm wearing my new favorite dress. It's time for a girls trip. I've got this. So she actually thinks that she's going to walk into like this happy female bonding moment when she's about to get savage. Or I won't even say she's going to get savage because this cast doesn't really know how to savage, but
They're
their
trying
version.
to. They try to, but it just doesn't work on Jenna. Like they're getting to her though, but they're gonna give it a good old fashioned try. And so they keep cutting from Jenna just getting out of the car and walking in happily to them talking about her. So it cuts back, and Bryn's like, "So I don't know if it's the surgery or the breakup, but I wouldn't know because she doesn't tell me about the breakup. She never tells me about anything she's going through. She's so guarded because you've always got your fucking guns pointed at somebody. How can she not be guarded? She's like, you're coming for someone in every single scene. Who's going to tell you shit?" So
Yeah.
then we see Jenna walking into the house and we cut back to Bryn like, "I mean, you don't share. Like, I don't even know your real name."
Wow. So we don't even know your job, Bryn. What is your job? Okay, we had to look onto LinkedIn to find out some strange thing about giving Dove essentials to the poor. Okay? Like, if you tell us that, we'll talk about open and honest. Be open and honest with us. So Jenna walks in. She's all happy. And Bryn's just giving her a stank face. She's like really angry. And Jessel, of course, hugs her. She's like, "Oh, my wealthy and rich friend. Hello, how are you? Have you ever gone to Vietnam for a banh mi? That's crazy, right?"
And she's like, I'm sorry, I got lost there. So
She's in like a she's
you
in
know
like
what I
a
was
nice
doing?
dress.
Guess what I was doing?
Looking up a gift horse. Looking at gift horse in the mouth.
I was still reading Erin's LinkedIn. I mean, Bryn's LinkedIn page.
God.
Okay, I closed the window. I closed. It
So
kept
Erin
catching
goes-
my eye.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
So Erin goes, "Wow, for someone who's so self-conscious about showing her skin, I see a lot of it right now." Well, first of all, it's so obnoxious. Second of all, you know the whole reason was that she wanted a tan so that way she can show off her skin, which she never gets to. So this is like a very special thing for her, and like now you're being catty about it. It's so obnoxious.
Now you're being catty about someone's genetic disorder that they're
Yeah.
like deathly like self-conscious about. She got there early, got a base tan. Do you think she's making up her genetic disorder now, or do you think she did exactly what she wanted to do, which was show up and get a base tan so she would feel more comfortable showing some skin, which she is now doing? Do you think she shaves off her eyelashes? Do you think she did that on her way over too? This lady's terrible. So Bryn's like, yeah, she looks like someone that just like went first class and stayed at the Four Seasons for a couple of days.
Well,
It is
yes.
hard for me to be angry with someone when they look that good.
I want you to picture Steve Jobs tinkering with a computer in his garage, Walt Disney drawing cartoons for his high school newspaper. Every big moment starts with a big dream, but what happens when that dream turns out to be an even bigger failure? Each week on Wondery's new podcast, The Big Flop, host Misha Brown is joined by different comedians to chronicle some of the biggest failures and blunders in pop culture history. Each episode will have you thinking, why in the world did this get made? From box office flops like Cats the movie, to Action Park, New Jersey's infamous theme park that had countless injuries, many lawsuits, and rides so wild it became known as Class Action Park. Or Quibi, that short-form video platform with an even shorter lifespan. It's a story of a spectacular failure with lots of surprises along the way. Enjoy The Big Flop on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to The Big Flop early and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Get started with your free trial at Wondery.com/plus.
So now she pivots, changes horses midstream. One of them, she went from one gift horse to another. So Sai is like, "Okay, tell us everything. Why don't you come with us?" And Uba's like, "Yeah, we were just talking about you. Yeah, we were really annoyed you didn't fly with us. And I heard you didn't even want to fly with us because it was Coach." Jenna's like, "Who told you that?" And Sai goes, "Erin."
And Joan's
Just
like,
rats her out.
Okay, but that's not really exactly what I said, which she kind of did. But then we see, Jenna tells us, or she tells them, she's like, yeah, but like when I found out we were flying Coach, I asked my assistant if they would look for another flight. And they were like, but I'm your goddaughter. And I was like, yeah, but I mean, I pay you still, like I pay you in that title. Like you're allowed to call yourself my goddaughter because you do things for me. So do it or get out. So they did, and they looked for a different flight, and the only one was available Monday. And I was like, well, that'll give me enough time to like get some sun because I have a genetic disorder. So you guys are so perfect. And they're like, no, No, you don't get
So
to
I was like,
use
I got a
this.
spray tan. I got a spray tan. Jenna's like, well, that's not what I'm talking about. Like my genetic disorder, I have scars like all over, and they get better when I get a little tan. And so I wanted to go at like Christmas time, and I couldn't, and because like my friend got a puppy, and then I was like gonna go the night before we came, but then I was like, oh, I'll go to Miami, but then like then I had to get my mouth done, so I couldn't go to Miami, and so I couldn't go. And then like I had to outfit like Michelle Obama for something, and then Beyonce after that. And I'm just gonna name lots of famous people and strange excuses until you guys all stop. Get off my back about this. Okay, so Shakira, Rihanna, the dad from Succession, and Rockefeller Center.
Guys, I brought the famous minority-owned FAO Schwartz to Rockefeller. So I was pretty busy. Okay, I was flying on a hoverboard shaped like the key to the city.
I was giving some much needed exposure to the Michael Kors brand.
Orange people everywhere were thanking me in first class, by the way.
We had a beautiful ribbon cutting with Michael Kors and Jane Pauley.
And Bryn's like,
Cork.
So there's a puppy and there's Miami and you got surgery. I'm confused.
and so I was like, of course she doesn't think she did anything wrong. Jenna Lyons never thinks she did anything wrong. She literally did nothing wrong. You guys are trying so hard. You're like a bunch of Walmart poors trying to behead Marie Antoinette because she offered you some branded cake. Okay, fuck off. The
Walmart
woman
poor.
just tried to give you a piece of cake.
Yeah, the only thing she did wrong was come up with some like half-assed excuse just now to explain the tanning situation, which she, like you said earlier, she didn't have to do. She could have just said, honestly, I wanted to come down earlier, and I didn't want a fly coach, and that's that. I'm famous. So then Jenna's
That's
like,
right. And that's her big mistake here. Her big mistake is to the audience for not just saying, I don't owe you guys an explanation. I wanted to come early. I came early. And now I'm here.
yeah,
Want to fight?
yeah. So Jenna's like, well, I mean, if I looked like you, I wouldn't come early. And Brendan's like, oh, don't use that. That's a cop out. She goes, okay, I don't know.
And
how
Uber
that would be a
nods.
cop
I'm
out.
like, oh, wow, okay. The supermodel and the hot ass 20-something-year-old or 30-year-old are going to tell somebody suffering from all this stuff that them being more confident because they have gorgeous youth and good looks is a cop out. Fuck off to both of you. Check your privilege.
And then Bryn then decides to load up on some toxic positivity. She goes, but your skin's beautiful. You're beautiful. And you're one of the most fabulous women in the world. And which, by the way, yes to all of that. But like, I kind of feel like when you're in that position, the last thing you want is someone to be like, oh, I understand you have these insecurities, but like, honestly, be quiet. You're beautiful. We don't need
You're
to hear it.
Jenna
You're beautiful.
Lyons. Like, you're too famous to worry about shit like that, basically, is what it sounded like to me. But now, also, just to flip, because I'm a flip-flopper, I am running for president at the Hippocrat Party, as you all know. I get being annoyed that this woman won't just say, I don't want to fly coach. I came 2 days early. I get that. And I get her being like, yeah, but genetic disorder and I have all this pain. And that's really why I did. But also I didn't want to fly coach. You don't have to use the genetic disorder as an excuse. You shouldn't have to. Even if it's real, you should just be able to say, I wanted to come 2 days early and I can't. I don't love the mixing trauma in with other things just to get off the hook and make yourself invincible. I don't like it on any show. And I think that Jenna is a little bit guilty of doing it right now on this show. Instead of just saying, fuck off. Listen, why use trauma and really hurtful things when a simple fuck off will do?
I mean, I don't think that she's just like using it as like an excuse. I think that I think the tanning thing is something. In my mind, I think she was like, oh, you know what? Like, I want to go down earlier so that way I can get a tan before them. And like, what's the point of getting a tan in a tanning bed if I can get a tan in Anguilla? I'm going to choose Anguilla. Oh, and I also get to fly business. So like, it all makes sense to me. I just sort of see Jenna as someone who's just like not as self-assured in confrontation. And so she sort of like starts giving all these excuses because she doesn't want people to feel bad when all she really has to say is, yeah, I came down earlier. I wanted to, and I could afford to, and that's what I chose to do. End of story.
Well,
So
when Sai tells her, I mean, come on, you're lovely, your skin's lovely, you're a lovely human. Come on. I was like, oh, there's lean on me, Sai. There she is. Now she can just lean on you, huh, Sai? And Jenna's like, but like, what? It's a cop out. Like, my skin. I mean, have you guys ever seen my skin? I mean, I've like literally never walked on a red carpet with my skin. And Bryn's like, I wouldn't know because you've never shared anything with me. It's just, yeah, but I don't share my skin. Like, have you ever seen a picture of me on the red carpet with my skin? She goes, I don't look at you. I don't look at pictures of you on the red carpet. So no. And they all start cracking up. Which
Jenna's
is
like,
kind of hilarious because you're all pretending that you're on red carpets all the time, and she actually is, and now you're acting like she's an asshole for being on one.
I know. Jenna's like, I'm sure she's looked at every picture. And I was not expected to walk into an interrogation about my decision to fly early. So Erin's like, well, we just want you to be with us. And now you're here. Now that we've raked you over the coals and made you feel like shit for your decisions and your genetic disorder, we can have fun. Although some would say that we already did just have fun by doing that. Okay? So,
by the way, Erin, who started all of this just for fun. Oh, we just wanted you here. That's all, Jenna. That's all.
So now everyone's changing for dinner, and then Erin checks in on Jenna. She's like, you okay? After I, made you seem like a total asshole and had all the girls yell at you and made you like the pariah of the group. You okay now? Jenna's like, totally.
And then Erin tells us, she like gives this like little smirk to the camera, and she goes, actions have consequences, Jenna. You can't expect us just not to be mad.
But you didn't do anything to them.
You suck, dude. That is such like mean girl high school shit. Erin came on our Instagram last week and was like, why do you guys loathe me so much? This is why. Rewatch the episode. Also, stop listening to this. This is not for you. We are two friends who deserve to talk shit about whoever we want. Go away. This is not for you. But in case you're still wondering, this is why. Just watch this little smirk on your face going, actions have consequences, Jenna. She trusted you in a moment of weakness like a fucking idiot, and she still had to pretend your disgusting butternut squash soup was good. Fuck
Under
off,
season,
Erin.
I'm telling you. So Jenna likes her room because she hasn't seen the other rooms yet. So she's like, oh, this is charming. And then Jessel tells us, oh, when people use the word charming, it's like a fuck you, like, oh, that place is so charming, or my husband is so charming. His decision to fly to Vietnam for a bond me is so charming. Our children are so charming, where they're going to go to a charming school because my charming husband won't pay for a better school than the charming school they're going to wind up in. Yeah, Jenna's room is like that.
Unfortunately, it's not charming because I would love to rub shoulders with those parents. Can you imagine? An entire dynasty devoted to keeping buttholes clean.
Those bears send their children to Montessori schools also, and they never have accidents. It's their brand to stay without accidents. We're
And
going to rub
yes.
shoulders with them.
Yes, she is saying charming, like my room is disgusting, because you guys gave her the disgusting room, right? So Bryn's like,
Okay, stop. I'm trying to befriend my friend, so take her luggage to her room and then say Bryn did it.
Yeah.
so he does, which is, friendship through exploiting workers, which is always a fun way to
Classic Real Housewives of New York trope. Some things don't go away. Erin's like, oh, I love Bryn. Thank you. Actually, I don't love Bryn. Oh. So now they're all doing their makeup for dinner and everything, and Jenna's in Jessel's room. And then she realizes how the rooms are so much nicer than hers. And Jessel's like, so, my best friend Jenna Lyons, when you arrived, you walked into a weird, tense shitstorm, didn't you? Wasn't that wild? Wasn't that crazy? You can share with me. I'm your best friend.
Tell me all about it. And Jenna's like, I just can't figure it out. There seems to be some kind of, I don't know, because I'm just never around girls. But maybe there's some like resentment, and I don't know what it is, but it's like grown, and I don't know how to figure it out. And Jess like,
Poor Jenna. She's probably had an amazing day on the beach getting massages, and she looks so golden and relaxed, and then she's thrown into the lion's den. Poor sister Jenna.
I think there's a difference between taking someone's insecurity and then like using it in a negative way. Maybe you felt a little bit of that. And she's like, oh, I knew there's just like something going on between Britt and I, and like I don't even know what's happening. She just said some really not so nice things, and like I don't know what's going on. It's almost like she's like a store, but I don't know which part of Rockefeller Center to put her in.
And Jessel's like, it's just weird pent-up animosity, I think. Now, I get Brynn is being the most outwardly rude at this point, but why is she not pissed at Erin? Like, why is she not pissed that Erin
I don't
showed up
know.
and turned all the girls against her immediately? I would be pissed.
Yeah, I don't know why she's not more pissed at Erin.
So Sai and Brynn are talking, and Sai's like, what do you think about Jenna? And Brynn's like, I mean, I get the whole, like, I'm insecure, I need something, but, like, again, I wouldn't know because you don't tell me anything. And Sai's like, yeah, how are we supposed to know? She literally did tell you both. You fucking idiots. I can't with these two. So Brynn's like,
By the way, the people who complain the most about, like, so-and-so didn't tell me anything. How am I supposed to? They don't share. Those are the people. If you realize that people aren't sharing with you, maybe you should take stock in yourself because there's probably a reason why people are not sharing stuff with you.
Yeah. And then Sai's like, oh, I mean, her whole thing, like what? I had to run around. I had to talk about a puppy. I had to go to a bodega. What is this? I added a bodega in this, okay, right? Because I'm real New York. And so Brynn's like, one of my pet peeves is excuses and nothing adds up. And I can see through your perfect tan, Jenna.
So I was like, and then all that led you to coming here on Monday, business class. And Jenna's like, well, I did what I needed to do for myself. And Jessel goes, so fucking what? And Jenna goes, it's not because I don't want to be with coach with all of you. It isn't. It's just that, like, you know, within her thing of saying it was like a cop out, I'm like, I don't even know what that means. I'm literally too famous to understand that slang at this point. And I've spent years trying to bend to make other people happy. And I'm not at that place in my life where I can do that. Either we will talk and find a path or we won't. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I've spent like my whole life just like trying to bend, you know, for people. And like I have like a genetic anti-bending disease. Like I literally can't bend. I can't make shadow puppets. Like, it's that bad. I mean, it's just like two hands. People are like, what are those two hands? I'm like, no, it's supposed to be a duck flying. I can't, like, I have to buy laceless shoes. That's how much I can't bend. Okay. Like, either we'll talk and find a path or we won't. Like, I don't even know at this point. And then it just cuts to the other two, like, oh, really? You wanted to come on a Monday? So you did? What kind of people hold it against a woman that she has her own mind? We're just going fucking backwards at this point. You guys are lame. I hope you find something better to find about because you're literally looking so stupid. And I hope the internet is dragging your asses. I hope they're dragging
I think it's just us. Everyone seems to be really enjoying this show.
Well, it was a fun show. It's a fun show. I'm enjoying the show too. I'm seeing these ladies complaining about the same things every week or finding and Erin finding her stupid little things to bitch out every week. I hope you guys are getting dragged. Hope you're having fun with it. And if not, tell people to come here so I can drag them. They can hear me drag them because it was really fun for me. Thank you so much for being with us, you guys. We will be back with a million other recaps this week and every other Monday, except tonight, which will be earlier, Tuesday. But it'll be 5:30 p.m. Pacific time for Crappy Hour every other Monday on Instagram Live. Love you guys. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Itchels. Erin McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas.
She's never scary. It's the Green Fairy.
Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know your worth with Jason Kurth.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie, she's always supplying. It's Kelly Ryan.
Kristen the Piston Anderson.
You're never alone with Lacey Monteleone.
Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg. Ruru LaRue.
The Bay Area Betches. Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. We want to hang with Liz Lang. The incredible edible Matthews sisters. Nancy Cease and Desisto.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.
Hey, Prime members, you can listen to Watch What Crappens ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app today. Or you can listen ad-free with Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts. Before you go, tell us about yourself by completing a short survey